Welcome students. In this video lecture, as a continuation of the previous video lecture, we are further going to deep into the introduction to the projections of solids. And at the end of the previous lecture, I instructed you to come with a paper and a pen in order to write the problems and come along with the lecture. And now in the very first we are going to see about the various cases in the solids projection. See, the location of the solid is always expressed with respect to its location of the axis against HP and VP. See here, these are all the various four possible cases for the solids. The first one, axis perpendicular to one of the principal plane. Second, axis parallel to both the principal planes. Third, axis inclined to one of the principal planes and parallel to other. And finally, axis inclined to both the principal planes. So by these four general basic cases, a solid can rest in or float in front of VP and above HP. So the solid always placed in the first quadrant in our context, and in addition to that, the location of the solid is expressed with its location of the axis with respect to HP and VP. And see here, so these are all the various possible cases in the solids, like in projection of planes and straight lines chapter. Here also we are having various cases. See the first one. This is nothing but solid axis parallel to both horizontal plane and vertical plane. So this is your horizontal plane and that's your vertical plane. Here you can see the solid axis is parallel to both HP and VP. In that, you should not consider about the relation between any of the side edges, base edges or face edges of the solid against VP and HP. You need to consider only the location of the axis with respect to VP and HP. Here the axis is parallel to HP and VP. This case is nothing but axis parallel to both HP and VP. And you can see here, these two cases are coming under the same category, that is solid axis parallel to one plane and perpendicular to another plane. Okay, solid axis parallel to one plane and perpendicular to another plane. See this one here, the solid axis is parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP. So this is solid axis parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP. And the same have one more variant, the solid axis parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. These two cases are coming under a same category, solid axis parallel to one plane, perpendicular to another plane. This may be parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP, or parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. And then the next case is solid axis parallel to one plane and inclined to another plane. Parallel to one plane and inclined to another plane. In specific, the first one, the solid axis is here parallel to VP. There is no angle of inclination between the vertical plane and the axis of the solid, but the axis of the solid is now inclined to the horizontal plane. Here some inclination is there. So in this case, the solid axis is parallel to VP and inclined to HP. And in this case, this is the one more variant of the parallel to VP and inclined to HP case. Here the solid axis is parallel to HP and inclined to VP. You can see the solid axis is parallel to HP and inclined to VP. There is an inclination between the solid axis and the vertical plane. So this is also a case in the solids, parallel to HP and inclined to VP. And finally, this is the last case, the solid axis inclined to both HP and VP. So you can see the solid axis is inclined to HP as well as inclined to VP. So these are all the various cases in the solids chapter. So we are going to exclusively draw problems in this one, solid axis parallel to one plane and inclined to another plane, and drawing answers in all the cases are possible in the change of position method which is we are following, but we are going to concentrate only on the solid axis parallel to one plane and inclined to another plane. Okay, one by one we can see, and this is what the thing mentioned in list here. And now how to get the front view and top view if a solid is placed against the horizontal plane and vertical plane. Already we are having a basic introduction on projection of points and the projection of straight lines. For example, if you want to project a straight line when it is placed in the first quadrant, and if the line is parallel to VP and inclined to HP, maybe the line is AB with a definite length, when you look it from the front, the front view will be obtained in the VP screen and the top view will be obtained in the HP screen. So this is nothing but your top view, and that's nothing but your front view. So in this way, based on the angular between the horizontal plane and the straight line, the length may decrease. Okay, so this is nothing but the orthographic projection concept what we are following from the beginning. If you want to draw the front and top view for a solid by the same concept, see here. For example, a solid is there with axis parallel to both HP and VP. If you look at it from the front, immediately the projectors will fall on the VP screen in order to get the front view of the object. And when you look it from the top, the projector will fall on the HP screen and you will get the top view of the object like that. So this is nothing but your front view, and that's nothing but your top view. In this way, by the orthographic projection concept, we can develop the front view and the top view of the object. This can be clearly described with this one. See here. So this is nothing but your object, and consider this is your VP screen. This is your VP screen and that's your HP screen. Your solid object is placed here. If you look from this direction, if you want to project the front view, the projector will fall on the VP screen and you will get this is nothing but as a front view. At the same time, if you want to see the top view of the object, you can project from the top and you can see the projection. Okay, and in this graphical representation, the right hand side view is nothing but this is your vertical plane and that's your horizontal plane. One more plane here they consider this, the name of this plane is profile plane or axillary vertical plane. That plane is used generally in order to develop the side view of the object. At the beginning we are later we can use this axillary vertical plane in order to project the side view of the object. Now front and top views only we are going to practice at the beginning, so just concentrate in this now. So in the VP screen you can get the front view of the object, in the HP screen you can get the top view of the object. So this is nothing but we are going to draw in the paper, and this is your reference line. Okay. And in addition to the projection, when you go in deep with the problems, so already I showed you a problem, so if possible please write down this problem. See, the problem is a pentagonal prism, side of base 30 mm and axis 60 mm, rests with one of its shorter edges on HP such that the rectangular face containing the edge is inclined at 30 degree to HP and its axis is parallel to BP. Draw the projection. This problem is given in our problem set, and now before going to this problem we can solve some simple problems to understand the concept. If possible, will you please write a question? I will post it here. Yeah. With a simple solid square prism, we can start. A square prism of side 40 mm and axis height as 60 mm is resting a little mistake is there. resting on HP with its base draw the projections. Yes. So in this problem, yes, write this problem, students. A square prism of side 40 mm and axis height 60 mm is resting on HP with its base. Draw the projections. The axis of the solid is parallel to vertical plane and perpendicular to horizontal plane. So this is nothing but a very simple case. Why I am doing this problem is just to give an introduction how the front and top views of a solid is developed in a problem. Okay, so by this problem it's actually very similar to this case only. Solid axis perpendicular to one plane and parallel to another plane. See here, the solid square prism given in the problem is stands on the horizontal plane by its base and its axis is perpendicular to horizontal plane and parallel to the vertical plane. It's very similar like that. So in that, how we are going to develop the front and top views is nothing but the problem now. Okay, as per the orthographic concept, the object when it is stands in this condition the projectors will falls on the vertical plane in order to develop the front view of the object, and falls on the horizontal plane to develop the top view of the object. So this front view and top view are the projections of the object we are going to draw in the paper. So in that condition, in this problem, if you are supposed to draw the front and top views, as usual you have to start from the XY line. So this is nothing but the actual case. Our solid square prism is simply placed on the horizontal plane by its base. Okay, the dimensions are base side 40 mm, axis height 60 mm, resting on the horizontal plane by its base. Okay, and this is your reference line XY. And if you want to start the answer, first you have to decide from which view you need to start, whether from the front view or from the top view. Always keep one thing in mind, you have to start the problem in which the base view of the solid is visible. Like in the plans chapter, we have to ask two questions: where should be the base and how should be the base. See here, when you look from the front, in and in top, in which view you can see the base of the solid. This solid is actually a square prism. When you look from the front, you are not able to see the base. When you look from the top, then only you can see its base shape as a square. So in this problem, you have to start the answer from the top view, because the base view is obtained only you see it from the top. So you have to start the answer from the top view. The first question is, where should be the base? In the top view only. And how should be the base? The base is a square, and how it is looking like. In this problem, there is no any specific condition is given for the square and the vertical plane or any other planes. So simply we can start the answer by considering the square plane in this way. In the top view, the object is looking like that. And here already I have told in the last class, each and every corners of the solid should be named with the alphabets. And here the bottom corners can be named with the alphabets as A, B, C and D. And the top corners may be named with the numerals 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, when you look it from the top, all the 8 corners will be looked as 4 corners: A, B, C and D. Just above them we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So after naming in this way, we have to put bracket for all the alphabets, because out of alphabets and numerals, the alphabets are in the base corners and the numerals are in the face corners. When you look from the top, the alphabets are just hidden behind the numerals by your vision. So we are giving bracket for all the alphabets, and after that you have to draw the projectors from each and every corner. And in this problem, the projectors are totally 2, because the projector of 1A and 2B are very single, and the projector of D4 is nothing but act as a projector of C3. So only we are having 2 projectors. And after projecting in this way, this is nothing but your base view, the view in which you are seeing the base of the solid. And the next we are going to draw in the front view is nothing but your lateral view of the solid. See, here I already told you. So this is nothing but the top view of the object, and that's nothing but the front view of the object. And here this view is always called as base view. The base view can be obtained in HP or in VP. It's based upon the condition of the solid. See here, for example, if you project this solid, the base view will be obtained in the VP screen, and the lateral view will be obtained in the horizontal screen. So here the lateral view is obtained in top view and the base view is obtained in front view. So there is no restriction for the base view, only it should available in the HP or in the VP based on the location of the solid, whether in HP or in VP, or that is otherwise whether in top view or in front view, you can get the base view of the solid. In the current problem, the base view is obtained in the top view and the lateral view, the side pose of the object, is obtained in the front view. So already I just drawn the top view of the object, and in the front view I am going to draw the lateral view of the object. The lateral view of the current object is nothing but a rectangle, and the dimensions are, this measures equal to the axis height of the solid, that is 60 mm, and that measures the base side of the solid, that is 40 mm. So these are all the solid dimensions. Here this is nothing but 40, and before drawing the lateral view, first you have to estimate the axis height. The axis height is 60 mm. Here you have to log, and then you need to draw the lateral view of the solid and give the name based on that. See here, in the base we need to name A, B, C, D, and out of this A, B, C, D, this projector is holding the point A and B. So A dash comma B dash, and here the points D and C are come along with this single projector, D dash comma C dash. Out of D dash and C dash, when you look it from the front, D is hidden just behind C, so you need to give bracket for D. And the same way, out of A and B, when you look it from the front, the A is stands behind B, so you need to give bracket for A. In the same way, the same projector can be used for 1 and 2, 1 dash comma 2 dash, and here 3 and 4 comes with this projector, 3 dash comma 4 dash. Out of 1 and 2, the point 1 is hidden, so you need to give bracket for that. And out of 3 and 4, when you look it from the front, point 3 is visible to you, point 4 is hidden, so you need to give bracket for the 4. So after all, you need to mention the axis of the solid in the lateral view. It is not possible to show the axis as a line in the base view. So first you need to identify the center of the base, project it, and you have to show the axis with this line format. Okay, so already we practiced with the narrow line format. We are using a narrow line for mentioning the solid edges, and the narrow line with very mild manner we are showing the projectors, dimension line, leader line, and everything. And one more format of line I am giving you now is the axis line. The axis line is nothing but dashed dotted line. Dashed dotted line format is used for mentioning the axis of the solid, and we are having only the gray color pencil. Since I am having provision to change the color in this online demo, I am using various colors for mentioning various lines, but your contest you are going to use only the gray color pencil. And the axis of any solid in the lateral view can be mentioned with this line format, dashed dotted line format. Okay, this is we are following. This should be mentioned only in the lateral view, not in the base view. In the base view you can locate where the axis is passed over and project it towards the other view to mark the axis in the lateral view of the solid. Okay, so this is nothing but the answer of this problem. So this will give you a very short introduction about the projection of solid as front view and a top view. So this is a very simple problem. In the same way, for the all the cases we can draw the front and top view for various solids. This is very simple problem, that is a square prism, but we are going to draw pentagonal prism, hexagonal pyramid, pentagonal pyramid, cone, cylinder and all solids which are all in our contest. So based on the location of the solid, you need to develop its front and top views. Since it is a very simple problem, we bring out the answer in a very single step. But in the case of single inclination problems, we need to complete the problem in 2 stages, and that we can go for it. So within this I am winding up this video lecture, and in the next video lecture we can go on to draw solids which are having inclination of the axis with the horizontal plane and parallel to vertical plane, and inclination to vertical plane and parallel to horizontal plane. Thank you very much for your listening.